If a photographer ke siapa-siapa yang cakap tak boleh bawa boyfriend, tak boleh bawa mak, tak boleh bawa adik tu teman, that is something wrong. So guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to WESB channel. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Hi guys, my name is Neesa Sodirman. I'm actually turning 31 this year. Okay, so I've been in the modeling, fashion and entertainment industry for around 10 years. So I'm the first child of 6 siblings. I was born and raised in Malacca. My dad is a Singaporean and my mom is Malaysian. So technically I'm kind of half Singaporean. Okay, so my dad ancestry is from Indonesia. And my mom's side, my grandma is actually a Chinese. Okay, so I've been growing up in Malacca and I was from Malacca Girl High School, and after that I was in Port Dickson Polytechnic taking secretarial course, and I ended up with my bachelor's degree from Open University Malaysia. How I become a fashion model? Like how did I meet it? Okay, so back then during roughly it's about 10 years ago, I was about to finish my diploma course, and I was actually being persuaded by my childhood friend. Her name is Nazira, or known as Nas Cho. You can find her on Instagram. Okay, so she is the one been dragging me to attend this audition by an agency, I think it was back then in MMU Malacca. So this is a story from 10 years ago punya story. Okay, so she dragged me to join her to become a model because she kept telling me like, hey, you're tall, you should just come and join, follow me like to this casting or audition for I think back then in Malacca they called it what do they call it? It was really long time ago. Pameran Pengantin Malacca, things like that. So it happened back then. So I joined and I did runway show. And I'm not sure if you guys want to know a fun fact. Okay, fun fact, I joined this modeling actually along with my first partner. I'm not just gonna setting up my friend, but my first partner to become my groom when I was modeling for a wedding boutique was Ben Amir. He was my first partner actually, so we modeled together, and that's how we started together. Another fun fact that I worked together with our current celebrity, if you guys know, was Amirul Ashraf. So yes, these are the people I started. One of the reasons how and why I started modeling. Aside from modeling, I mean like I did starting model when I was about 18 or 19, right? Then I pursued my study and education. Technically, it was kind of on-off kind of thing because I was still pursuing my diploma. And then after diploma finishes, I got my first job as a hotelier in Malacca. And then I decided to find a job in Kuala Lumpur. Thus, I resigned and moved to KL after I got a job in KL. And from there, I think I started to do more of a modeling job because KL, Then I decided to pursue my bachelor's degree. So, on off. And at the same time, after I decided to pursue my bachelor's degree, I quit that job and take up a part-time job because I was working and studying at the same time. And on top of that, I was doing modeling as well to earn extra money. So that is why and how I got myself into modeling. Okay, so people wondering like, how does it work? Okay, so firstly, like you have to attend casting and audition. Usually when like a designer doing a casting call or anything, you have to go. Other than that, you have to build yourself a portfolio before you can submit yourself for any modeling job or acting job or even anything. You need to have your own portfolio. So I still remember, okay, so my first, I forgot that photographer's name. So I actually paid a photographer friend to help me out to build my own comp card. I think I was in my early 20s. So I think I paid like 250 ringgit to do me a nice comp card, like, you know, plain background, headshot, body shot, half body shot, things like that. So yeah, that's how I actually started. Then from there, I used that as my comp card to submit myself when there's any casting call or any audition. I just submit myself. And then I think I did it like on-off kind of thing until in 2015, I actually grabbed a challenge by my friend. Her name is Yumiko. So her Instagram is Baby Yuko Hanagata or Yumiko now. Okay, so she challenged me to join a beauty pageant in 2015. I think from there it starts to get more jobs because of the beauty pageant. I actually compete in Miss Malaysia Kebaya 2015 or 2016 if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so from there I started to be exposed more in this industry. Usually it started with a normal fashion show, private show, a bang show, you know, something like that, a trunk show. I love doing that actually. Okay, so a modeling job usually, it depends on whether your client wants to do, but usually it starts in the afternoon, morning usually the call time. So usually you are prepped up for high tea time or lunch time or for dinner time, you know, something like that. But if for fashion week or for a huge fashion show, usually the call time will be morning and the show will be around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Okay, so actually being a model can be fun and it can be very exciting, very interesting, but there is always a cons even after all the perks, right? So I think I learned this probably from my senior model. So I kind of have a guidance. Thus, I did not get myself into trouble during, you know, when I started modeling basically. Okay, there's a lot of bad things that could happen to you if you take up modeling. If you're not knowing it, probably you're very naive or very straightforward about things. Lack of experience can happen because a lot of people experience bad cases with photographer, with agencies, like, you know, those perverted stuffs. If you become a model, so they will try to persuade you to do something that you're not willing to. So my advice, actually, you should have a mentor to guide you. I was quite fortunate that I have guidance and mentor for my senior models when I started to step into the industry. You know, bad things can really happen to you if you was forced or was persuaded to do something that against your will. Like, I heard a lot of news from other models where they were forced to do some nudity or things like that, and photographer can be perverted. Like it was promised to do only photography work, but it lead into something else that is really dangerous, girls. So I would say that you guys should be careful. You need to know how to learn how to take care of yourself. You need to know how to learn to say no as well. If something does not, you know, makes you feel good inside, like you don't feel good about it, you feel very uneasy about it, it means nothing is right. It is wrong. Trust your guts. It wasn't me who experienced it, but maybe friends of friends or acquaintances. So apparently she was she agreed to a photo shoot, but suddenly it becomes something else, whereby the photographer suddenly become very perverted and act delirious, acting so creepy towards her. That is really wrong, you know. So I saw that, like, yeah, sometimes on Facebook status I read about it, and you know what, you should know this. If you were invited to do a photography work, like, doesn't matter work or collaboration, but usually if you work for designing or brands, you don't need to worry because they're like a whole team there. But if a photographer, like, you know, there's a lot of hobbyist photographer out there, sometimes they want to take photo of you in 18SX manner for their own collection. Okay, there is nothing wrong in doing it. Some people love doing boudoir, they really do, but you need to have a chaperone to teman you. There's nothing wrong doing those kind of photography, because you know, it can be work, you can earn money from it, nothing wrong. But make sure there is a model release. You need to know what that shoot, you know, is for. You need to know whether the usage of that shoot, if it's for private collection, fine, have a model release. Model release acts like a contract. So if anything happened in the future, suddenly your photo got leaked in the future, you have that. You can use it because it's legally binded, it's black and white. So any job you do, like, you need to have model release. If you ask the photographer, do you have a model release or contract? They don't. You prepare one for yourself. Seriously, make a copy, get his sign or her sign, your own copy as well, to be safe. Other than that, there is nothing wrong bringing a chaperone to teman you during the photo shoot. If a photographer ke siapa-siapa yang cakap tak boleh bawa boyfriend, tak boleh bawa mak, tak boleh bawa adik tu teman, there is something wrong with that show. I mean that job, that shoot. There is really something wrong. You have rights to bring one person to chaperone you throughout the job. There's nothing wrong with it. Unless if it's macam a fashion show, memang tak boleh lah. Even though so, you have your parents or your chaperone can send you, but they cannot stay because backstage is off limit. But usually you will not be worried about a fashion show or a fashion week on backstage because it's a whole team, it's professional. But for private photo shoot, you have to be more careful. Okay, so for you girls or boys who really want to be a fashion model, it could be editorial, it could be runway, it could be anything, even commercials. Okay, so if you're like upcoming and aspiring models, you know, I have actually a lot of advices for you guys, but I'm gonna keep it short. If you guys have any question, you can find me on my Instagram, you know. I can help you guys out. I can advise you what to do, what not to do. Okay, so my advice is you guys should never give up. Like, you know, everyone is beautiful in their own way. Okay, first thing first, you must make sure you have a proper shots taken of yourself, because that shots you're gonna be keep using and reusing it over and over when you submit yourself to a production, to a modeling agency. Okay, don't stop sending yourself. It's okay orang kata you nak jual muka lah, jual diri, it's fine. That's gonna be your bread and butter. Who knows, rezeki kan? Okay, so secondly, for girls especially, you guys need to be comfortable to live without makeup. Don't depend on makeup, because the moment you're gonna walk into an agency for casting or anything, you either gonna be zero makeup when they're gonna take your headshot or Polaroids, or you're gonna just put a very light makeup, sangat-sangat light, tak ada shading, tak ada semua So because agencies, clients wants to see you without all those makeup, so it's really important to take care of your skin. You know, some people macam very abaikan, your skincare. Actually, I am already 31 years old and my skin is magnificent because I did not indulge myself with thick makeup. I pakai pun sikit-sikit. I only wear makeup because of work, because of shoot, because of events. But on daily basis, I barely wear makeup. Sometimes I don't care. I go makan dengan tak ada makeup because you know what? Yeah, you have to spend. You have to know how to care for your skin, take care of your skin, and the correct makeup for your skin. Okay, as a model, I know like people like, oh you kerja model, but tak payahlah belajar makeup tu semua, nanti kan ada makeup artist semua. No, you have to learn to do your own makeup because not all makeup artists is perfect. Probably they might be the worst makeup artists you ever met. So you need to learn how to do your own makeup. Belajar makeup sendiri. You have to. Mana tahu in case of emergency, that is really important to know how to do your makeup. And I will not forget to tell you, learn how to do your own hair as well. Okay, in modeling, dia tak adanya nak suruh you buat crazy hair. Tu semua stylist yang buat. But in any runway show ke, any fashion show ke, simple. Because as a model, you are selling the product. They will not see your face pun. Your face need to be the background, the bland, not too menonjol because you nak jual baju, you nak jual kasut, right? You need to learn how to do buns, hair buns, low bun, high bun, mid bun, important. Low ponytail, high ponytail, mid ponytail, make sure sleek. You need to learn how to do hair as well. So if anything happen in the future, you know how to take care of yourself. Okay, so for you young girls and boys out there, newcomers yang nak try, cuba in entertainment industry, modeling industry. Entertainment industry is huge. It can be modeling, it can be fashion, it can be commercials, everything. But dia punya starting should be a little bit similar to each other. So if you guys macam nak cuba, if this is your path, or you memang, I will tell you guys lah, this kata-kata, being a model is not all about fame or anything. It's all about work, hard work. People become a model sometimes not by choice, sometimes that's the only thing they can do. It's a skill. It's not easy to catwalk on a high 6 inches, 5-6 inches high heels or maybe even taller. It's not easy to carry a huge ball gown on stage. They're all skills that you need to brushen up. Posing is a skill, it's not talent. So it might look very glam and very glam, very very high-end kind of thing. But in the end, you need to know the best for yourself, which path yang sesuai untuk you. You can try everything, but maybe you will discover which one you like the most, kan? Macam I. Okay, so you guys kena very, very careful. You need to learn the hard way. It's not easy being a model. It's very, very exhausting career. It's very, very exhausting. It's very, very hard work. So, if you guys tak ada that determination to go through hardship, jangan berangan lah, because it's not easy. The market is huge. The demand is high. So you have competition. You need to compete with other models who know is way better than you. So even though you rasa you are already at the best, it's not good enough. I know it's like macam kata-kata membakar atau melemahkan semangat, right? But do not give up. That is most important. Sell yourself, sell your shots. Don't forget to commercialize yourself. It's okay. Tebalkan muka, jual diri you. Pergi sana, pergi sini, pergi sana, pergi sini. Join tu, join ni, join tu, join ni. It's fine. That's gonna help you out in your self-esteem and self-confidence. It's really, really, important. Even me, I started modeling macam biasa-biasa je kan dulu kat Melaka, and then go to KL. Then I entered beauty pageant. And I entered my second beauty pageant like 2 years ago. So it's good. to be exposed to all kind of experiences, but know your worth, know your value, know your time and effort. Jangan bagi muka sangat, nanti orang pijat kepala. That's really not good. So guys, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to WESB channel.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.